strands. "Still a girl," Yarina said. Pomella forced a smile and darted her gaze again toward Oxylion's wall. Named for its creator, the enormous hedge wall that surrounded Kelt Apar had stood since Crow Tallin, 54 years ago. In more recent years, since the Mystic Accord and the coming of the Hunters, the wall had been fortified with supplemental walkways and watchtowers. A pair of leather-clad hunters walked atop its parapet, their attention focused inward toward the lawn. Even at a distance, the iron tips of their glaives sent a chill down Pomella's spine. Many of the hunters stationed at Kelt Apar were out on one of their so-called patrols, but Karn and his cohorts would likely be back soon. Pomella focused again on the High Mystic, trying not to let the hunters consume her mind. "Oh, mistress," she said, "I stopped being a girl a long time ago." "No," Yarina said. She swallowed, and Pomella saw moisture well at the corners of her eyes. "No titles. We're sisters." A lump of emotion welled in Pomella's throat. In all their years together, Yarina had never said anything like that. "The gardener's daughters," Yarina continued. "Remember?" It seemed like the life of the stars, but Pomella understood what Yarina meant. "Yes," she said. Lol. They'd shared the same master, and while many years had separated their tutelage with him, in the long view of decades they'd both been his students in their youth. They had both been like his daughters. Yarina tried. "Viviana isn't here right now," Pomella said. "It's time." The last word trailed off in a breathless whisper, and real fear gripped Pomella. 102 years stretched the potential lifespan of all but the most wondrous mystics. Yarina's eyes moved in slow motion as though she were witnessing a beautiful, wide landscape. Perhaps she was. Pomella recognized what this was and had been long prepared for it. But like many significant moments of life, now that it was here, she felt the challenge of the moment gather before her like an oncoming storm. "Yarina?" Pomella prompted. The High Mystic exhaled a tiny breath. Her mouth moved as though she spoke slowly and silently to somebody Pomella could not see. Wincing slightly at a pain in her creaky knees, Pomella stood. She had to get the High Mystic back to the central tower. Pomella closed her eyes and unveiled the mist. A swirling sensation of life, energy, and supreme awareness filled her. If the world was a painting, then the mist was both the canvas and the paint, the painter and the brush, as well as the very inspiration for the art. The mist was the energy of the universe, the breath that coursed through all existence. When Pomella reached out toward the mist, she really reached for a part of herself. When it blossomed around her, it reaffirmed the truth of their inseparable natures. "Ina," Pomella whispered. And a heartbeat later, her hummingbird gleamed from the sky and alighted onto her outstretched palm. The little fey bird's partially corporeal feet were like twigs of cool water on her skin. "Tell Mia, Dronus, and Master Cambe to meet us in the tower immediately. Have them prepare the anointment ceremony, including the paintings. Avoid the hunters and be discreet." Ina radiated worry but buzzed away, young as ever, over the tall garden flowers toward the cabins where the mystics lived. Next, Pomella tapped the air, letting the familiar sound of a silver bell ting through the garden. The ground rumbled and rose beside her. Dirt and stone lifted upward, forming the shape of a towering, bearded man. Roses and sunflowers from the surrounding garden pulled together, along with other flowers to dot his body. Polished stones formed his eyes, and fallen flower petals made his beard.
"Mistress Pomella,"
The green man, Oxylion, intoned with his familiar rumbling voice. His face sank when he saw Yarina sitting peacefully in her rolling chair.
"Oh my,"
He said.
her heart beats faint.